Hey everyone, it's Kim Justice, the ProFit blogger, and I am here to introduce a good friend of mine and also a business partner, Tiffany Hayes. She's all the way out in Ontario, Canada, and I wanted to bring her out here because she has been a huge inspiration in my business and personal life. I was first introduced to her at one of our mastermind events in October of 2014, and I was so fortunate to sit amongst all of these great online entrepreneurs who had success happen instantly in their businesses. Just to go on the record, results aren't typical. Anything that we talk about as far as financial results, results can vary. So you can go to our income disclaimer page at empowernetwork.com/income. But I wanted to bring Tiffany out to show you guys what is possible. And she actually comes from an interesting background because she not only wanted to start her own online business, but she also has a doggy daycare grooming center that her and her husband have built up together, and she's going to share some of the success with you in a minute here. So Tiffany, thank you so much. You've been such a great mentor ever since I've known you, and thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for such a kind introduction. I love it. It's been great getting to know you as well, and I'm so honored for you to be able to appreciate everything that I've given to you and find me a little bit inspiring, because that's what I mean. You never know when you're inspiring someone, so it's important to share your message. So I think my internet, I'm in the country, so I think my internet's okay. You were a little choppy, but I think that's on my end, so just give me like a signal if I start to cut out and whatnot. But yeah, I appreciate being here today.
Thank you. Thank you. Yep, you're loud and clear. You're good.
Perfect. So, yeah, like Kim said, I'm from Canada, and we do a lot of dog stuff, both Bernie and myself. And I kind of grew up a little bit different. So I'll share a little bit of my story with you guys, so you get to know kind of where I'm coming from. And I sort of grew up always being a dreamer, and I was an only child, which probably helped with a lot of that, and had some very supportive parents that always were accepting and pushing me to be independent and, outgoing and have lots of friends and sort of do what I want. And I was just very fortunate to grow up in that style and that life from them. It always felt that there was something different out there for me. And even from a young age, I never wanted to work the 9 to 5. It was never something that appealed to me, having a full-time job. And I was like, there has to be something out there. Like, why? When my guidance counselor said, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? I was like, I have to do one thing for the rest of my life? Like, that sounded terrible for what I sort of believed in. And I just always remembering there's got to be something else out there. But, growing up, even back then and even still now, it's just starting to change. And especially when our parents were growing up, you didn't really have the options out there. Like, you were supposed to go to school, you were supposed to graduate and either start working or go to university, and then you work a job, you work hard till you're 65, you hopefully retire at that point in time, and then maybe you start living your life. And by that time, you're lucky to be healthy enough to be able to do so. So, I started searching, when I was fairly young, that there had to be something else to do. And I think right out of high school, I traveled to Asia for a year. So I went and worked in Hong Kong. And then when I came back, I moved out west to Whistler, which is this lovely little ski town. And I just kind of skied my winters away. And I worked jobs like I was a zipline guide, I was a dog sled guide, I would do snowshoeing tours. And I always sort of had different jobs every season and worked my own hours, which was nice. And then I started my first business as a dog walker out there, and I was finally self-employed. And that was probably like 2002 or something like that when I first started. So, I at that point really enjoyed that, and I was making my own hours, which you have to be a bit responsible for. But, I was enjoying life, and I was skiing by day, I was walking dogs, and, sort of having fun and living the ski village life at night. But I needed more. It wasn't enough to pay the bills at the time, and I needed something out there. And I have some medical expenses and things like that, and it just wasn't making enough. I was still sort of living paycheck to paycheck and whatnot. So, fast forward, whatever, 5, 10 years, and I moved back to the town I grew up in to be close to family and to sort of find myself, as everyone says. Do you never it's sort of, yeah, I don't know, I think you're always kind of found, but it's sort of being clear in what your vision is. And I met Bernie in the dog training world and became a dog trainer, which is our main business now. We do things a lot different than your average dog trainer, but we still are classified dog trainers, or people trainers, if you will. And we started the business together. So we started to grow our dog training adventure business, and we loved it, but we were having a lot of trouble marketing. Most of our business was word of mouth, which is great, but I mean, when you live in a small town, it only goes so far as well. And we were just struggling with the bills. We wanted more freedom. Bernie came from a really hardworking background, completely opposite of my upbringing, and he always worked long jobs and long hours. So he had quit his job. We were doing this dog thing, and we just needed more. There's this great book out there that I think is something that's brought us all together, Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, and if you guys haven't read it, you need to read it. It's not a 4-hour work week I do, but I think maybe a 4-hour work day, and that still sounds pretty good compared to most things. But I'd given this book actually to Bernie before we started dating, and it was just kind of a really weird coincidence how that led us to the tribe and kind of to each other and whatnot. So he saw an ad one day talking about that and introduced us to a family online. And the family had been traveling the world for 5 years and kind of doing what they want whenever they wanted. And that's what I wanted. I said to Bernie, I don't necessarily need to be traveling, 365 days a year. I don't really need a big house. I just want to be able to do whatever the hell I want whenever I want to do it and not really have to be tied down, right? And be able to afford that sort of stuff. So he had looked on to this sort of online thing that they were doing, which we were both involved in, and you can talk about that a little bit in a little while, but this opportunity came about, and we sort of looked at each other, and I fully support Bernie in whatever he wants to do, and we're like, let's do it. What do we have to lose? And little did we know, it opened us up to this whole world of amazing people, mentors. I finally realized what a true mentor was. I had kind of been mistakenly following what I thought was a mentor for a lot of years, and then once I sort of discovered what a real mentor was, I sort of thought that dude wasn't a mentor, and whatever. I learned a lot from that too. So it's all about learning. It doesn't really matter, but discovering these wonderful people that we now follow, and just the education that came with it was pretty awesome. So yeah, that's just sort of helped everything that we're doing now. But yeah, anyway, so I came from, never really working, always thinking I'm going to win the lottery, to going, okay, well, I don't even play the lottery, so how's that going to happen? I can't win if I don't play. But just discovering that there is a way out there to do more of what you want, right, and still enjoy life and still make money and still do whatever it is that you want to do and live your dreams. So yeah, I'm super, super stoked for that.
That's awesome, Tiffany. Thanks for kind of sharing your background and your story. And it's always, nice to hear where people came from. So talk a little bit about, now that, you met that family, and of course I know the family very well. It's our Unstoppable family, Rhonda and Brian Swan. But kind of talk about the system that you use, the marketing system that you use that has created the results that you were looking for when you were first wanting to start. So like, you wanted to travel more, you wanted to grow your training business. So kind of talk about a little bit of the system.
Yeah, so when we first started, I think it only took us a month or so to go all in. So we basically went as much as we can and bought this whole sort of system package that gave us a lot of marketing. So prior to this, we were struggling with getting customers. So with dog training, we would get customers here and there, but we were having trouble having them sort of repeat customers. We didn't know where to market because newspaper ads are pretty much useless and they're really expensive. We didn't know how to use Facebook ads properly. We were just throwing money down the drain. Same with Google Word and all that stuff. We had a Facebook page. It didn't really have many likes. We weren't sure on what to post on there, so we were posting things that weren't necessarily relevant. when we discovered this system and quickly went all in and went to our first event, which would have been Washington, D.C., like a year and a half ago, October 2013, which is crazy. Yeah, whoa, that's really, time flies when you're having fun. It came with everything that we needed, except for the manpower. So yes, you still do have to work. This isn't something that you can just sit down and do nothing to, but everything came there and it was so crystal clear. And we were now, completely educated by people who are some of the top marketers in the world as far as Facebook go, YouTube marketing for videos, because we love doing videos. I'm not a good speller, so I love to cut videos and actually show people what we're doing. Branding, so learning how to really create a brand for ourselves was something that we learned in there from Rhonda Swan, the branding queen. But we really learned how to package our business. We learned how to sell our vision. So you're not just selling, the dream, you're selling the vehicle and how to get there. So really, really sort of saying, what do we want from our business, right? And learning how to create stories. So storytelling. Everyone loves to hear a good story. And it's something that if you have that to go with your business, the real reason why you've gotten to where you are, it's going to explode your business so much more. So just recently we're dog training. We just started a raw dog food business that we got off of another lady. So we've added that sort of into kind of bring our whole healthy dog circle full circle, if you will. And it's really been an awesome addition. The first part was the training. We didn't have this system when we started off 5 years ago with dog training. So it took us probably 2 years to start to build good clientele and having people come to us and discover who we are. We added in another adventure portion to our business, kind of coinciding when we started the system, and we had some of the strengths and some of the knowledge that we had just started to learn on how to do some ads, and we really picked up our business last summer. We were actually getting people in, for not much money on Facebook ads that were coming out for adventure stuff. But what was so cool is we were finding, rather than us having to go out, knocking on doors, bothering people, being spammy, and kind of begging people to be a part of our business or come to give us their business, they were just finding us. So it's a lot of that attraction marketing that we talk about. So we were putting out what we are, and then people were finding us. They were finding us from our videos, more about our personality, more about who we are, what our story was. And they were like, oh, look at these people, right? And of course we know how to get in front of right people. There's all these lovely, lovely secrets you learn from the system on how to get out there and get in front of people's faces. But that was, really, really motivating for us. And we knew we had found the right thing with all of this knowledge. And then fast forward to the dog food portion that we just added in maybe 2 months ago to our business. Now, after using the system for a year, it was like the most smooth transition on starting up a business Bernie and I have ever had. We've had, minimum advertising that we've had to spend, and people are just knocking down on our doors. It's like fishing with dynamite. Like we had to actually stop some of our Facebook ads because we weren't able to keep up with what the amount of dog food that people wanted to consume, or their dogs wanted to consume rather. So it was awesome. Like, we felt confident. We had our brand ready before we launched. We felt we did everything in order. It was totally stress-free. We had, there's always a bit of risk when you start up a new business, but we really, really felt like we knew what we were doing. And it's just so much thanks to this whole system that we're a part of. And they teach you stuff, and they don't just teach you something and say, here it is, and then you find it like 3 years from now you're not going to be getting the same stuff. You're going to be getting up to date, if not from the future, which is kind of impossible, but these people somehow know what's going to happen in the future, and you get this information and you're just like ahead of the game. So yeah, I don't know where we would be without it. We'd still be sort of struggling, going along, having enough business but nothing too crazy. And we just want to change more lives and more dogs. We believe they should be part of your lifestyle, not just your home. And we get to travel now and help street dogs around the world, which has become a huge passion of ours. And that's why we like the whole traveling aspect, and to have our own schedule so we can go and help dogs around the world too. So everything's just really come full circle for us. And we've put a lot of time and effort, but it's definitely been worth it.
No, that's awesome. I'm so proud of you guys. I know you were excited for this new venture with your raw dog food, so I'm so happy to hear that it was a huge success. Including the success that you've had from your dog training business, you've also been able to make income online, and especially a residual income. So that way you are actually getting paid when you're not training people, when you're not selling dog food. You're actually getting a residual income as well through the system. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that is a sweet thing. I kind of didn't, again, you don't need any experience to start this. Like, some people that are using this system have been in online marketing for years. Bernie and I had like no previous experience. Like, I'm not very techy, and I can't believe how easy a lot of this is to learn, but you don't need any prior experience for this. So I'm thinking residual income, like I don't even really know what that means. It's kind of a weird word. It doesn't have to do with like barking or whatever, running in the woods. And I'm like, is this, really possible? And it is. So much of this, they teach you how to put your online business. So if particularly you're using this to sort of resell the product, which a lot of people are, you can put your business on autopilot, so you're able to go away and the money's still coming in. So we have a smaller team because a lot of our focus is on our business that we run from home, but we do have a small team, and it's been such a great experience to sort of be mentors for these people and watching them grow, watching them change their lives, and watching them now getting residual income, right? So we get this nice little alert that comes up on our phone every once in a while saying, oh, you have someone else that's joined, there's so much money, and then you get your monthly income that says how much you get every month from everyone that signed up underneath you. And it's just really something that, is that other little bit of motivation that you sort of forget, and you're like, oh, look at this, like, oh, money's just coming in, and that's on top of stuff we're creating for ourselves. But even if we didn't have our other business, right, it's something that you get to bank on, and you can kind of look forward to every month, or it's a little bit extra for the trips that we do take. But yeah. It's a pretty cool thing when you're like on vacation on the beach and you're like, oh, look at it, we just made some more money because we're changing lives. Like, we're not, nothing illegal here. It's all good stuff. You're like making a difference in the world, and that's just, to me, feels even more wealthy than making some money. So.
No, that's awesome. Thank you. And yeah, like I said, we met at an event, and this is an online entrepreneur event. So this was kind of where the magic happened for me, and probably Tiffany, when you had your first one in Washington, it's where breakthroughs kind of happen. So that's when you start to feel that you're a part of something bigger than yourself. You're with this community. You're with like-minded people. Yeah, I mean, how do you like the events?
Yeah, they were something to see. Bernie and I have been to 5 events in just a little over a year, so about a year and a half, and they just keep getting better, and you never know when like you say, your sort of moment happens, or the first event you're like, oh, I totally had this breakthrough, and then the next event you're like, oh my gosh, I had another breakthrough, and you just meeting all these people, and to me, again, from my background, I was, I think when I came into this, a lot of this is mindset. So a lot of it is sort of improving yourself too. And that's a fearful thing. People don't want to admit that there's things that they can improve about themselves. But I was kind of like, is this a little bit hokey? Like, am I in this room of all these motivational people? And like, is everyone just going to start hugging? And it was a little bit weird. And then I got there and I'm like, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Like, everyone's there for, well, their own reason, right? But there's just this common thread, and everyone wants freedom. Everyone wants a better world. Everyone wants something better for themselves and for their family. And people don't judge. Like, you're actually in a room of like thousands of people, and no one at all places any judgment on you. Like, they're happy to say hi. They're happy to smile. They're happy to share their stories. And it's just the most inspiring thing to see that, especially nowadays. Like, well, we don't really watch the news anymore, but every once in a while people are like, do you know what's going on in the world? And we're like, oh, really? And there's so much stuff out there. And I mean, it's one thing to be aware of global events and whatnot, but when you actually can surround yourself with people that, are like-minded or successful and stronger, they're going to lift you up as well. And it's just cool because you find different people. Like, I totally clicked with you as well. And I think we do have that sort of, I don't want to say athletic because I'm not the athlete I used to be. Maybe back in the day, but I'm active and adventurous. How about that?
Yeah. We're the top boys of the group.
Yeah. So, there was something that I really enjoyed about you, and it was cool to see you and experience people at their first event and just see their faces kind of light up, and you know, you see them the first day and they're all happy to be there, and you're like, you have no idea what is going to hit you this week. And I just can't believe the people that I consider my best friends now that are on the other side of the world, or that I've seen maybe more times this year than my good friends at home, right? But, you know, when you find that common thread, it doesn't matter what your background is or what even your business is. We have people on our team doing all sorts of things, right? But everyone's here and everyone gets along, and we want a better life for ourselves, and we want to change the lives of others, and it's all about that, and we have a hell of a lot of fun along the way.
Oh yeah, yeah. The last one in Vegas, I know you were launching your raw food brand, but there were a lot of crazy stories. I mean, we work hard and play hard, but it was a breakthrough moment for me again. We have these events every 3 months, and every time we leave an event, our businesses just explode because of the knowledge that we get at each event, and the new trainings, and plus the new people that are speaking at these events that are really new to this, who are seeing amazing results, and they're sharing what's working right now. So that's what's really cool about these events.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, Tiffany, for kind of talking about your story, your results that you've gotten from this online marketing system, how it's benefited not only your brick and mortar business, your dog training business, but also is creating a residual income on the back end. But you know, you guys know that my goal is to provide you the best and most up-to-date information about online marketing, more relating to fitness, health, and beauty experts. And as you can see by Tiffany's results, you can see that it can help like your fitness business. Like if you have a gym yourself, or even if you're working inside of a gym, or let's say you want help with marketing your health and beauty products, you know, this marketing system, through learning about how to place Facebook ads, learning how to use Google AdWords, things like that, can definitely make your business explode. So by going to pro-fitblogger.com, you can get more information about the system. There's going to be a video. You're going to want to go through the entire website, and that way you'll be able to see the video. That's going to be my business partner, Chris Jones. He's a great friend of ours, and he's going to share with you more information about this business marketing system. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for joining me today. And I know it's a little cold out there, but I'm hoping that you're having a lot of fun with it, and a lot of great snow for skiing and stuff.
Yeah. I'm used to Canada now, so I don't mind. Thank you so much, Kim, for having me. I really do appreciate being here today. And for those of you watching, you know, that know Kim and are connected onto this because of her, she knows what she's doing, and you know, she's just such a great person inside and out. So don't hesitate to ask her questions, and you know, even if you think you know something along these lines, you haven't seen anything yet, and she's happy to guide you along and just really show you guys success. We never know anything. You're always constantly learning, and the moment that you think you know everything, that's not a good moment. So open your minds and just know, you know, there's a better way out there, and we're here to help you guys realize what it is. So thank you again, Kim. I look forward to this, and it was great to hear your voice and see your face. We'll have to talk again.
All right, guys, we're gonna hop off the broadcast here. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.